Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2023 Nissan Versa S manual. I'm not looking at the camera, so hopefully it showed that. Anyway, thought I'd make another update video. So I've owned this car for a little over a year. It is coming due for my state inspection, and the dealership I bought this car from gives you 2 free oil changes. So I'm going to have the first oil change done. It's a little, in terms of miles, it's a little early, but since it's going to be going in there anyway, I'm going to go ahead and have that done. I think they also do a tire rotation, and then when I go back again for the next inspection, I'll probably do that again. So yeah, so just a quick update. I haven't been driving it a whole lot, but I tell you, every time I drive it, I just thoroughly enjoy it. This car is just so fun to drive. It really is like buying a brand new 90s car. In terms of just the driving dynamics, the sounds, the feel. I mean, even the steering feel is pretty good on this car, given that it's electric power steering. And to be honest, I think the steering feels better in this than both the new BMW 5 Series and the new Mercedes E-Class. It's not too light. It gives a good feedback. It gives a good sense of the road. It feels very solid on center. And it just makes for an overall driving experience. As for the power, it's got pretty good power, especially for what it is. You're not going to win any races, but I was able to do an 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds. It was like 9.24 or something like that, which I thought was really good for what this is. It's got, I think, like 122 horsepower, and it doesn't weigh a whole lot. So, I mean, it'll definitely safely merge on the highway, keep up with modern traffic and everything like that. There are slower cars out there. One that comes to mind is the Mitsubishi Mirage. I think it has like 70 horsepower or something like that. Not a knock against that car. I actually think they're pretty cool, but in terms of value for the money, that car doesn't even touch this, even though they're at a similar price point. Since I started making Versa videos, I think the manuals have become a little easier to find. It used to be like for the whole 2022 model year, I couldn't find one to buy. This is actually my 4th one. I've owned 2 2020s, a 21 and a 23. There's been some minor changes throughout the model years, even though it's the same body style. But the biggest thing that happened was in 2022, they got rid of the push to start. So now you actually have to physically stick a key in, which adds to the old school feel. But in doing so, there was a programming error. They did not account for a situation like where you would stall the car or turn the key not long enough to start it. In those 2 cases, there is a severe power loss that happens, and you can't actually get the car up over 40 miles an hour. Now, I've made some videos about that before for those of you who haven't seen them, and I advocated people to file complaints with NHTSA about that, and I provided links, and a lot of people did, over 20, and that was enough to get them to open an investigation on this issue. So there's an active investigation which I am hoping leads to a recall on this car, because it is definitely a safety issue. If somebody doesn't know what to expect, it could definitely cause some alarm. Somebody like trying to pull out of a parking lot after they just stalled or something like that would definitely not be a good thing. Just skip fourth there and go into fifth gear. Head out on the highway here. But, I mean, if you know what the issue is, I mean, obviously if you don't stall it and you always successfully start it, you won't ever have that issue. But, you know, that's a lot of times it happens, or at least sometimes it happens, especially for newer drivers. You know, cars like this typically go to newer drivers, younger drivers, driving their first manual. Alright, I'm going to let everybody fly past me, and then I'm going to get over. The cop has somebody pulled over, but there's like a bunch of people in a hurry, so we're just going to let them all fly past, and now I will get over. Anyway, so yeah, overall, I really like this car. It is one of my favorite cars that I've ever owned, and I have had a lot of these cars. I have had a lot of cars through the years, and I've made a lot of videos about many of my cars. But this is probably top 5 in terms of favorites. I mean, that would explain why I've purchased 4 of these. Previously, during the post-pandemic stuff, you used to be able to buy these and then sell them to Carvana for more than you paid for them. And technically that's actually still the case, but once you add in the tax, it's not worth it anymore. But before that, it used to be. I actually just recently submitted this to Carvana just to get an offer for fun, and it came out at $300 more than I paid for the car, but that was before tax, so it would have still been like, I don't know, $1,000 loss or something, but still, that's pretty good for keeping a car a year and driving it 6,000 miles, I would say. But anyway, if you're looking to buy one of these, I would absolutely recommend one. I think, you know, as long as your expectations are set correctly for what this is. I mean, it is the cheapest car you can buy in the US right now, and it really has a surprising amount of content for what it is. You know, some of the surprising things that it comes standard with are the cruise control. It has radar parking sensors for when you're backing up, in addition to the standard backup camera. It has one-touch up and down driver's window, and all other power windows, power mirrors. You know, stuff that not that long ago was unheard of on a car in this class and at this price point. It's also actually surprisingly roomy in the interior, especially in the rear seat. I can, with my seat in the position where I would normally sit, I can very comfortably sit in the back seat and have plenty of room, and it's very good. The car is definitely all-day comfortable for long trips. The NVH, or noise, vibration, and harshness, is very, very well handled. I mean, of course, it's definitely not on luxury car level, but it's quite good. It actually really is quite good. I mean, this car Nissan really did a great job on this car, and you know, it still surprises me the value for the money that this thing has. And also, it's got a great stereo system. I mean, it's just a 4-speaker stereo, but it's got reasonable bass, nice sound quality, it's clear. The other feature it has, it's called Siri Eyes Free. So you push and hold the talk button, and it'll bypass the Nissan voice controls and go right to Siri. So you can ask Siri to read your texts or something like that, and or send texts or whatever. So it makes it really handy. There may be a setting on the phone though that you have to set, so you don't have to unlock your phone before you do that. And that, yeah, that's the only thing. And I've actually never looked into that, but yeah, sometimes if you like try to read a text or something, it'll say you have to unlock your phone first. One kind of quirk is I get more comments on this, I think, than anything else, is the high RPMs. First of all, for those of you who are concerned that I leave the car in third gear on the back roads and run between 3,000 and 4,000 RPMs, I did a video about high RPMs, so check that out if you have any concerns. The short version is there's nothing to be concerned about, because once the car is running, the RPMs really don't matter. I mean, you have a constant state, and I go into a lot more detail about that. But apparently that bothers a lot of people, so it doesn't bother me. I like it. It actually also keeps the car more in the power band. But what I was getting to was, this car is designed for high RPMs. With this only being a 5-speed transmission, without an overdrive, I don't think it's an overdrive, you're gonna have higher RPMs on the highway. Again, it's not loud, it's not tiring. I actually find it pretty cool. Again, it's reminiscent of the 90s cars. So, you know, like, I think it, like, you know, 78 miles an hour, it was close to 4,000 RPMs. And the only thing that's going to do is give you slightly reduced fuel economy. My overall fuel economy for nearly the past year, I reset that early on, and this includes all of my driving, the high RPMs, accelerating, and a lot of highway. I'm still averaging 37.3 according to that, which I think translates closer to 35, 36. I think that's a little bit optimistic, but you can definitely get 40 on the highway if you're not pushing it too hard. So it does way better than it says on the Windows sticker, from my experience, in terms of fuel economy. And I think overall it's a well-built car that's going to last a long time and give very little trouble. Yeah, it does have its quirks. I've talked about that in some of my other videos. And, you know, everyone is slightly different. But, you know, overall, it's a great and pleasant and fun driving experience. And, yeah. So those are my thoughts on this car. I'm going to be doing my annual wax. Well, I say wax loosely because I use New Finish. I have really good luck with that, bringing out the shininess of the finish and protecting the paint and everything. I've left cars sit out for years and have used new finish on them once a year and never had any clear coat burn or anything like that, you know. And it's quick. You just throw it on and wipe it off, and you know, just that little bit of effort, I think really protects the paint finish on cars. I do, as much as I enjoy cars, one of the things I also very much enjoy is taking care of them, doing the maintenance, washing, waxing. I don't do it to any excess. In fact, I probably don't wash my cars as often as I should, but at least I get that coat of new finish on there to protect the paint and keep everything nice and happy. So anyway, yeah, share your Versa stories. I love to read them, and I do try to reply to all comments, and I've been seeing more people stopping by and letting me know they just bought a Versa and sharing their experience. Some of the newer ones that are more recently built may not have the power loss issue. I've heard a couple comments about that. So let me know if that is an issue for you, and if so, when your car was built. I'm keeping my eye as much as I can on the NHTSA investigation. I'm also periodically searching for Nissan TSBs to see if they have this addressed. Ideally, when I get this car inspected in May, they have a fix, a programming fix for that. And I will probably ask them about that before I take it up there to see if they have anything in the system about that. Trying to think if there's anything else to say. Other than that, I think that's it. Well, I've said quite a bit. So if you've made it this far, thanks. I appreciate all of you who enjoy my videos and find them helpful. It makes it so much more enjoyable to do. I'm definitely not a professional at this, and I kind of just do my own thing, and I'm not for everybody. But anyway, have a great day.